we got to talk about Shane, son.
And getting the Bud Light.
yeah.
Well, first of all, Bud Light bag, huge, but that's obvious. The amount of promo that Bud Light has been getting from Shane already, like they owe him millions just for like drinking all those Bud Lights on Rogan every time they go on, like every time they do the protected parks. The fact that Bud Light's been getting that for free and they haven't called up Shane and been like, hey, here's $1 million. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
The most influential man on the planet is drinking our beer because of you.
Yeah. I'm bummed that he wasn't in the Super Bowl commercial.
Son, I was watching it, waiting for him to pop up.
Yeah.
They must have filmed that before the deal was signed or something.
It would have blown up. You had Post and Shane, it would have been crazy.
Yeah, insanity.
Miles had a great idea for a Super Bowl ad that Bud Light messed up.
Okay.
Oh, I think that they should have started with like the Dilly Dilly opening that was like popular 6-7 years ago before the whole controversy. Same exact open, and then when they go to the knight in the all blue, he peels his head off, peels the helmet off.
Yeah, John
And
Navarro.
then it's Shane Gillis, Gilly Gilly.
Gilly.
Fire, right?
Gilly.
Oh.
And then him and like Post and everyone's just partying. Like same commercial, just on the second half.
I mean, they could have easily put him in that fucking commercial. That's what kind of annoyed me about it. It must have been a timing thing, but like they were at a place that had a stage already.
Yeah.
So he could have been on stage or doing something, whatever. But the SNL thing,
I mean,
It's insane.
what a fucking win.
crazy, right?
What a win. We were
it's
trying to
insane.
think about like like in entertainment, when does this happen? Chappelle getting the rights back to his show.
I mean, Norm
Norm got
kicked
fired.
off
then-
SNL and comes
Yeah.
back and hosts.
It's awesome.
But like,
And that's fired because that's like one of Shane's
Yeah.
like heroes.
Yeah. No, it's sick because I mean, to like get banished from the city and then return as king is like always it's like biblical cool. Like this is what like all of us in our minds are thinking when we're in the shower and replaying events, replaying things we would have said.
I'll show them.
He's gonna get to show them, and they're gonna fucking knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
I already know it.
And is he gonna have McKeever do a couple sketches? I'd be so fired.
I would imagine that you would bring your guys.
What's working,
Yeah, like I would imagine SNL, if they're smart, they'd be like, hey, you know how like you make the best sketches online? Like, why don't you do that for us? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to do Trump. Like that's like
it's done.
No question.
Yeah, it's
I'm curious if he
knocked it out of the
brings
park.
back other sketches. Like if he brings back like the Guy Fieri guy, like the PTSD dude, or like if he brings back some of those characters.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be smart, like if he has this show online already, and you have
Especially
this huge platform.
if we're familiar with them.
Yeah.
Because it's less legwork of creating a new character. Yeah, that's
and the
actually.
audience that's not familiar with it be like, oh, this character's so funny, and you're like, yeah, I have another sketch with him already on YouTube. I'm like, I wonder if you can double dip like that.
There's an interesting thing, like there's some people like hit me up for like comment on it, and they're like, doesn't this show that cancel culture isn't real?
No.
And yeah, it's like, I already feel it kind of like percolating a little bit. I know that we had spoken about this a little bit, but like, I don't like that angle. Yes, I feel like cancel culture is different than it used to be, and I'm like annoyed even as a comedian to like talk about cancel culture. Like every time I get hit up by these fucking talk shows and like, would you like to come talk to us about cancel culture? Like the last thing I want to talk about is cancel culture. But what I will say is I do think it's unfair to Shane if you're using this to go, cancel culture never existed. Because you basically are removing his comeback. You know what I mean? Like he was so determined and then he kept working that he was able to get the opportunity despite being canceled.
Yeah.
When you go, see, cancel culture never existed. All right, so then he never went through anything? He never lost
you diminish
anything?
what he went through.
Exactly.
There's like a guy that's wrongfully in prison for 10 years and he gets out. And
And
it's
like,
like
the justice system works.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like that, I already know that like that's going to be a conversation that kind of comes. They're going to use it to kind of almost discredit it. But what he did, and like what he the internet hated this guy.
Yeah.
Like they shit all over
Trending
it.
on Twitter.
Even comedians were attacking another comedian.
Yeah.
Like for jokes, like trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And
TMZ showing up at his shows being like, oh, here's the cancel committee. Like,
so I don't think that's fair to him. And I already know that narrative is kind of like percolating a little bit. And people don't even realize it because I think a lot of times the articles are like celebrating. They're like, see, we're done with cancel culture. And it's like, things are different, sure. But don't discredit what the guy had to go through to get this opportunity.
Yeah, and on the fringes, there are some kind of like talentless hacks, for lack of a nicer way to say it, who mobilize cancel culture and act like they're getting canceled and you're not, and that's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But Not even, aside from all that shit that Shane had to go through, imagine the internet calling you and believing and thinking this is a racist person. Like, even that in and of
Which
itself.
they're right. Look, you can be right. You know what I'm saying? You can be right and wrong.
But,
And
like,
I think that's
if
what
the whole
happened here.
internet's like, this
I
guy's...
gave him the pass. I gave him the pass.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been using it. No, no.
But yeah, it's like that. You're even kind of marginalizing that. That's fucking miserable, man.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
whole world thinks I'm this guy. I'm making some jokes that didn't land. Okay, we all fail as comics. Comics know that. But now I'm just a racist for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
First, like, as far as I can tell, conceivably, unless I flip it, and he flipped it.
I really hope he does an Asian accent.
Oh, you got
He
it.
got to open on
Bruh, that would be fucking legendary.
Right from New York,
Yeah.
it's Saturday night. I think that's Joe List made that comment. Right from New York.
What happened?
On his IG when Shane announced, he said
that's
"Ride from New York." But how fire would that be if Shane was just
got
like
it.
"Ride from New York"?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's got to do it.
I don't think he should shit on the show though. I don't think he will.
No,
But,
he
like
won't.
I saw some people being like, "Oh, he's gonna get his revenge. He's gonna call them all. Like he's gonna fucking put the swords through 'em."
Son, you got to give Lauren credit. And remember Shane, after he got fired, we had him on the pod early.
Yeah.
Back when he just started Flavor.
course, yeah.
And he was like, dude, Lauren is the fucking man.
Yeah.
And Lauren was like trying to get him to keep his job. He was like pitching it. And I'm sure someone over Lauren was like, we can't do it. But I think Lauren had to go to bat and be like, nah, this kid needs to host.
Yeah.
So you got to give Lauren his credit too. Give him his like props for having him
Yeah,
on.
I think it's like, yeah, I think it's a cool moment. Yeah, I wouldn't shit on the show because in a way, him doing the show, I think, and it looks like he's past this, and I think he's good no matter what. And I don't, obviously brands aren't concerned, but there is a moment like after you get canceled for something like racism where brands are scared to mess with you.
Yeah.
And then you go have the successful Netflix specials and you have the Bud Light and now you're fine, but going back on the show that canceled you completely wipes the slate clean. You could go do a Pixar movie now.
Yeah.
You could voice whatever, like, and I think that
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if SNL is aware of it. If they are aware that they're doing that, that's cool.
Yeah.
And that's worth not shitting on. It's basically, yo, we fucked up and we fucked and kind of messed up your life and you had to work really hard to get where you're at. And this benefits us by having you, this super famous comedian, on our show. But at the same time, we're gonna wipe the slate. We fucked up.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
them going, yo, we fucked up.
And we're gonna tell everyone, hey, we're good.
Because it's not like the things that they canceled him for aren't still on the internet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? It's not like, yo,
That's why I think it's part of the reason why Bud Light didn't put him in the commercial. It's like his slate might be completely clean yet. So it's like, hey, we're gonna
February
test this out.
25th, we got an ad locked and loaded.
son, I guarantee if SNL came out before the Super Bowl, he's in that commercial. That's an interesting point. So yeah, it's gonna be.
They did the thing with the
Bro.
trans person, and it's like that backfired
Bro.
on him. So it's like, hey, let's
Let's
get a
just
feeling
chill.
and let him announce
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
see what people say about it.
Yo, the victory is killing. If he goes on there and kills,
Yeah.
he doesn't even need to shit on SNL. Everybody watching would be like, see, y'all fucked up.
Why wasn't this
y'all
guy on
could
the
have had
show?
this every week.
Yeah.
So that's the win. Is just killing. Maybe there's a funny way to acknowledge it. I don't know. I gotta hit him.
I truly don't remember the last time I was this excited for an SNL that I'm like, I want to watch the premiere.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
watch it live. Maybe Chappelle.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Chappelle was crazy.
And it is so dumb that you even still now have like news agencies and shit being like, oh, here's the racist jokes that comedian Shane Gillis said that
clicks,
got him
man.
in,
So
and like
corny.
they run it right back.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, how do you not understand this is helping? Like if your goal is to like try to like hurt this guy's career, you're doing the exact opposite.
They're
Yeah.
probably not even trying. They probably just want some clicks.
just want
and
the clicks,
They're willing
man.
to take some
guess.
damage if it comes. And if
Just
it
so
works out for
stupid.
them, great.
Yeah.
Well, you should know you can keep playing Prize Picks even though football season has ended, and that's what we talk about the most. Basketball season, super fun. March Madness, super fun. And if you use the promo code Schultz, Prize Picks will match your initial deposit up to $100. That means you put in $100, they give you $100 for free. You got nothing to lose.